So in CFOP, when you are doing the F2L part of of the CFOP solve, there are three different ways that you can tackle most F2L cases. In some cases, you would do different types, as you will see later in this video. But the first and the most basic type is intuitive F2L, where you don't really have a case for every. You don't have an algorithm for every case. Instead, you have a set procedure, and you just follow that, and you figure out on your own how to pair it using some basic cases. And there aren't too many of the basic cases, so that's why it's mostly intuitive. So here I have the cross already done, so now we can move on to F2L. So the first pair that I can see is this one, and the procedure goes like this. So first you see the pair, and if any are stuck in the first two layers, you have to take them out. And second, if they are together, then you have to split them. Third, you have to pair them together using because after you split them, you're going to get some base case. There aren't too many again, as I said before. And then once you do that, it will pair up, and then somewhere within three moves, you can, most of the time within three moves, you can insert the pair. So here I have this one. So both are in the U layer or upper layer. But the second step where they have to be split, I have to do that. So what I can do is uh, I can, I can, I can take this and then I can do a U2 so that none of them will be affected when I bring this back down. So now they are both in the U layer, and now they are both split. So now I have a base case where this green edge is here and the corner is facing up. So what we would do in this case is to hide the edge, move the corner on top so that forms a pair in the back. And now in three moves, we have what is called a three mover. We can insert this using R, U prime, R prime. So now we have one pair done. Next pair that I can see are these two. So I can take them out like this, right? So now both of them are on the U layer. First step is done. Second step is to split them. So now I can do something like this, right? So these were together. Now I hide the edge so I can move the corner away. So now these two are separated. And now I have again one of the base cases, and this is where the top two colors are matching. And in this case, I would hide the corner, bring the edge adjacent to the where the corner was, and now once I bring it back, we have another three mover. So I can insert it. Now I see this pair, and I also see this pair, but we don't know. So we don't know yet what's going to happen to it. So what we can do is we can um, separate it. So I'm going to do R prime to separate it. And now U2 to make sure that they don't get back into this place, because then that will be reversing the steps. So now I have this case. Again, I had this case before. So hide the edge, put the corner on top to make the pair, and insert. And now the final one, both are on the U layer, but now the problem is that they are connected. So in this case, what you can do is this is one of the worst cases. So I think most people, when they do intuitive F2L, they just know as a thing for this case that you're supposed to hide this, and then you move the edge to that side. So now they are already into a three mover. As you can see, I can do R, U, and R prime to finish it. And now you can do OLL and PLL however you would normally. So the next type of F2L is called advanced F2L, and that is where instead of having a procedure in which it can apply to all of the cases, this time you have an algorithm for essentially every single case that can come. So now I can do a solve just to show you. So here I immediately see orange green edge, green orange corner. Now I can hide the edge and put the corner to pair it up. And some of these solutions for the F2L may not be so they may not be so obvious, which is why it is called advanced, because intuitive everything is you are able to understand, and it's again it's a procedure, it's not an algorithm. So now I can go into the next one, these two. So I immediately know that I have to hide the edge and then do a U2. So now I have this case where I can insert it like that. Next I see these two. In this case, since I don't want to rotate just yet, and again you can add as many tricks as you want. Here's one of them. So I can pair it. So I can pretend that there's orange right here. So if I was here, I would do this, right? So I can do it from here so that I don't have to rotate. So I can do that to the same way as if I would if it was here. And now I can do this algorithm. It's wide f prime. Wide f prime, L and F to insert it into the back. And now I have this case where the corner is in place and the edge is on top. And again, normally if you were doing intuitive F2L, the first step is to get this out, and then if they're connected, disconnect them, and then find the base case and solve it. But for this, I already know I can do sledgehammer, which is in this case it's a lefty sledgehammer, so I can do L F prime or L prime F. Now these are oriented, and now I can solve it. And then again OLL and PLL. So the final type is of F2L that you can do is called optimized F2L, which is basically the fastest way or the most efficient way to do it, which is why it's called optimized, because you're optimizing it to the very best that you can do. And this, if anything, is the most not obvious type of F2L, where you basically memorize algorithms most of the time. And most of the time this is not this is going to be helpful about I think somewhere below 50% of the time. For some it will be above that, but it is very hard to understand sometimes, especially if you're going from intuitive F2L. Then you should move on to advanced F2L if you are doing intuitive F2L. So you should move on to advanced, and then once you're at advanced, and once you get good at advanced, what you should do is should start learning some optimized algorithms, because not all of them are going to be much better than using advanced F2L. And the most of the time the problem with optimized F2L is that while it is the most efficient, sometimes for things like look ahead and solving it into other slots instead of this slot, it could be here or here or here. And especially back here, most of the time the efficient optimized F2L is not going to be that great unless you have an algorithm for each slot. I wouldn't recommend that you do the same optimized F2L alg into the back. So to give an example of each one, I have an F2L case in front of me. So here I have the corner and the edge put together, and the top are aligned. And if I were to solve this first, I'm going to do this intuitively. So again, both are already in the U layer, so that's out. The next step I have to make sure is that they are not together, which is not the case. They are together, so I have to split it. So I can do this. I can move the corner away so that they are split, and then move it away so that nothing goes back into the first two layers. So now I have a base case, and now I can solve to make the pair like this, and then insert. The next one is advanced F2L, and there are two pretty good ways that you can do it. It depends on which one you're more comfortable with. So the first way that you can do it is to put this corner in such a way that you get it to a very easy case. So the way that you would do that is to insert the corner so that the white is facing you. Now you can do a U2, and now you can get this case, which is very easy to do and very fast. But another way that you can do this is to move this pair to the side, and then do a sledgehammer, which is R F R prime F prime, Sorry, I did that wrong. R prime F, R F prime. So now it's paired, and now I can insert it. So, like this, right? So it's pretty fast, but again, it isn't a substantial difference from doing it like this, right? So actually, let me do. I think that was a bit too fast. So again, this case, so fast you can do it like this. Actually, no, it's a bad example. Okay, this case, yeah, it's a pretty good example. And now the final and advanced, or I mean, sorry, optimized way to do it is to do this algorithm. So you do M U L F prime L prime U prime M prime, and as you can see, we've inserted it, and this is pretty fast, but again, it hinders the look ahead, and it's not what you want to do into the back. So when you do it into the back, you would have to have a different algorithm to do it. So faster would look like this, and obviously I'm not going to show the intuitive way because again, that's intuitive, so there'll be different solutions for it, and also it is very, very slow, which is pretty obvious just from looking at how I solved them. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please look at my other videos on this channel, and please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.